Do you want to change your life in 21 days? Let's dive into the concept of transforming your life one day at a time over the course of just 3 weeks. We often underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. Yet it's these seemingly insignificant habits that shape our lives, steering us towards success or failure. Imagine, if you will, a ship setting course for a distant shore, even a fraction of a degree off course, and it could end up miles away from its intended destination. The same applies to our lives. The habits we cultivate set our life's course. This concept is not something we've just conjured up. It's rooted in the compelling insights from the book Atomic Habit. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore these insights, bringing you a series of actionable tasks that could be the catalyst for remarkable change in your life. So, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Scene script. Day 1 starts with making your habits obvious. This concept is simple, but incredibly effective. Imagine walking into a room where everything you need to accomplish your goal is clearly visible and readily accessible. You're more likely to follow through, right? That's the power of making your habits obvious. Let's say you want to start reading more. Place a book on your bedside table or on your coffee table. The sight of the book will remind and encourage you to read. On the other hand, if you want to cut down on junk food, remove it from your sight. Stock your fridge and pantry with healthy options instead. By manipulating your environment to make your desired habits more obvious, you create visual cues that can trigger the actions you want to become habitual. This is not a magic trick. It's a strategic move towards creating lasting change. Remember, visibility is the key to habit formation. On day 2, focus on making your habits attractive. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's all about tapping into your desires, your motivations, your cravings. It's about making the process of doing a good habit something you genuinely enjoy. Imagine trying to establish a habit of daily exercise. Rather than viewing it as a chore, why not see it as a chance to listen to your favorite podcast or enjoy a beautiful sunrise? The key is to link it with something you find enjoyable. Or consider the habit of eating healthily. Instead of seeing it as depriving yourself, visualize it as nourishing your body, fueling your energy, and enhancing your well-being. The idea is to make your good habits so appealing that they're hard to resist. Think about how you can make your habits attractive in ways that resonate with you. Remember, the more attractive a habit is, the more likely you are to repeat it. An attractive habit is one you'll want to do more often. Day 3 is all about making your habits easy. That's right. Simplicity is key when it comes to creating new habits. Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to cultivate a habit of daily exercise. If you set a goal to run 5 miles every day right from the start, it could be overwhelming. The complexity and intensity of the task might discourage you before you even begin. But if you start with the aim of just putting on your running shoes each day, it becomes much easier, doesn't it? The task seems doable, manageable, and not intimidating at all. This principle applies to all habits you're trying to form. Start small, reduce the complexity. This way, the habit becomes less of a chore and more of a natural part of your day. Remember, consistency is what we're after, and the best way to achieve that is by making your habits easy to do. The easier a habit, the more likely you are to stick to it. Scene script. Day 4, time to make your habits satisfying. A critical component of habit formation is the concept of immediate satisfaction. When we engage in a behavior that's satisfying, we're more likely to repeat it. It's the law of human nature. We gravitate towards what brings us joy and satisfaction. Our brain releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals, which make us want to experience that satisfaction again and again. So how do we make our habits satisfying? Well, it's about finding the joy in the journey, not just the destination. For instance, if you're aiming to read more, don't just focus on the number of books you finish. Find satisfaction in the knowledge you gain, the perspectives you explore, the worlds you uncover with every page. By making each step of your habit satisfying, you're creating a positive feedback loop. This loop strengthens the habit, making it more likely that you'll stick to it in the long run. Remember, immediate satisfaction is a powerful habit reinforcer. From day 5 to day 21, it's all about rinse and repeat. Now that we've established the 4 laws of behavior change, it's time we talk about the magic of repetition. You see, the real power of a habit comes from its frequency, not its intensity. It's not about making a grand, sweeping transformation overnight. Rather, it's about taking small, consistent steps towards your goal every single day. Think of it this way. If a plane takes off and adjusts its direction by just 1 degree, over a long journey, that single degree can land it in a completely different destination. That's the power of small, incremental changes. Now, let's discuss habit stacking. This is a concept that involves taking a habit you already do consistently and then stacking a new habit on top of it. For instance, if you already have a habit of brushing your teeth every morning, you could stack a new habit of drinking a glass of water right after. This approach helps you tie your new habits to existing ones, making them easier to remember and more likely to stick. Remember, repetition is crucial in this phase. You're not just repeating the action, but also reinforcing the identity you want to adopt. Each time you perform the habit, you're casting a vote for the person you wish to become, and the more votes you cast, the stronger your new identity becomes. It's also important to note that habits are not a finish line to be crossed. They're a lifestyle to be lived. So don't get too hung up on counting the days. Instead, focus on making the days count. And finally, don't be too hard on yourself if you miss a day or two. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. What matters most is not losing sight of your goals and getting back on track as soon as possible. So for the next 17 days, focus on repeating your new habits, reinforcing your new identity, and making those small, incremental changes. Remember, it's these little things that, when repeated, lead to big changes over time. Repetition is the secret source of habit formation. As we reach the end of our 21-day journey, reflect on the changes you've made. Each day has been a step, a building block, a cornerstone in the formation of new, empowering habits. Day 1 was about making it obvious. It was the start of our journey, where we learned to set clear intentions and to create an environment that supports our goals. This was the day we took the first step towards changing our lives. Day 2 was about making it attractive. We used the power of positive reinforcement and temptation bundling to make our new habits irresistible. This was the day we learned to love the process of change. Day 3 was about making it easy. We worked on reducing friction and creating an environment that supports our new habits. This was the day we realized that change doesn't have to be hard. Day 4 was about making it satisfying. We learned to reward ourselves immediately after performing our new habit. This was the day we learned to associate pleasure with our new behaviors. From day 5 to 21, we rinsed and repeated. We practiced, we persevered, and we refined our new habits. We discovered that repetition is the mother of skill, and that the secret to mastery is consistency. Consistency and patience have been our guiding principles throughout this journey. Changing habits is not an overnight process. It takes time, effort, and most importantly, patience. But the rewards are worth every bit of the struggle. Remember, the journey doesn't stop here. These 21 days were just the beginning. The real magic happens when we continue to stick with our new habits, refining them and making them a part of our lives. So, keep going, keep growing. Consistency is key, and patience is your ally. The seeds you've planted during these 21 days will grow into strong, life-changing habits if you continue to nurture them. Start your 21 days journey today and witness the transformation in your life. Remember, the key to changing your life is just 21 days away.